Hey, Pack. Another Am I the A-hole? This one hits a little close to home, and I've already actually responded on it. So maybe I shouldn't have done that, but it's just as soon as I read the title, I ended up reading it, and I had to... So this is controversial. And if you want to know more about my opinions concerning this topic, you can actually look through some older videos that I have. I believe the title is either Kim's Whims or Personal Perspectives. I don't remember which, but it would be in one of those two playlists, and it's concerning bras. And here it is. Am I the a-hole for telling my son that if he's uncomfortable about his sister not wearing a bra, then he should cover up too? Let's dig in. My 33 male daughter, 16 female, got into an argument with her brother, 15 male, because she sometimes doesn't wear bras around the house. She's still covered, but she just wears a t-shirt instead. She said that wearing bras are painful and it makes her uncomfortable, so I didn't mind. However, my son recently started expressing his discomfort and saying that it makes him uncomfortable and she should start wearing bras again. My daughter heard about this and got upset, saying that she wasn't bothering anyone. He said that he was bothered by it and that she should cover up. I told her that if he's uncomfortable, then maybe she can just put on a bra when she leaves her room. She got upset and told me that it's unfair that she has to wear a bra when her brother doesn't have to cover his man boobs. Ouch. He got upset at this and accused her of making fun of him. I told him that she wasn't making fun of him and told him that it was a fair statement. I told him that if... There's a lot of I told him. So, not really talking with, more talking at. I didn't notice that the first time. I told him that if she's also uncomfortable, that he should start wearing a t-shirt when he leaves his room. He started crying and accusing me of calling him fat, which confused me as those words never came out of my mouth. Yeah, but reading between the lines. I felt bad and wanted to let my son know that he misinterpreted what I meant, but when I went to talk to him, he just told me to leave him alone and wouldn't stop crying, so I decided to give him some space. My wife told me that I know how sensitive our son could be about his weight, and I should have been nicer about it. This made me feel extremely bad, and I tried to apologize to him again, but he just ignored me and wouldn't even speak or look at me. I thought I was just being fair, but I don't know. So, there's a lot of comments along the line of this one. Tell your son that it's not a woman's job to make him comfortable. He shouldn't be looking at his sister's boobs anyway. Okay. Yes, but no. In a household, there's give and take. I do not like wearing a bra, like ever. I've even gone out without wearing one plenty of times. They are very uncomfortable. And I also have physical difficulty putting them on. That being said, you're asking someone to not notice something that's very obvious. Any person would notice boobs. That's just like if he walked out without his pants on, we'd notice, oh, genitalia. It's just, you're going to notice things. True, even if he still had his underwear on, you would notice the bulge. I do. And I'm not even trying to, but I just do. So, like when I'm watching movies and you see a man walking around in underwear, I'm like, oh, okay. Or if you're flipping through a magazine or something and they're like an underwear model and you're like, oh, okay. And, I'm not after that. I'm usually trying to get to the electronics department, I say that as if I flip through magazines. It's more like scrolling on my phone and you get those commercials. But I do agree that her job is not to make him comfortable to an extent. Obviously, we don't have full context. If she's aware that she's bothering him and doing things to make him more uncomfortable, like jumping around, that's insensitive. So I would say that, but we don't know that she's doing that. She could just be walking around the house and, stuff moves. And he does need to learn that there's going to be women in the real world and they're not going to all be modestly attired, and you're going to have to deal with that. And so either learn to look away or to look at the eyes only or look down at their feet only. Like, if you're that unable to resist. I mean, it's a training thing. And it's the same for me if I'm not wanting to see a man's lower is, like, oh, up here. Just change where you're looking. It's really that simple. I do feel culturally it is ridiculous that women are required to wear bras and men can go completely topless. It doesn't seem quite fair. It's just, and I have mixed feelings about it because I don't really think the solution is women all going topless because, well, I feel that bras are good in the fact that they're supposed to offer support, help with lower back pain. There's gravity helping related issues. But at the same time, no, it just seems very unfair. But a woman can't expect a man not to notice. Okay, if you're wearing and you're showing mostly everything, people are gonna notice. And if they're not bothered by it, they're gonna look. So he's bothered by it. So when you're bothered by something, you can start to train yourself to ignore or avoid or whatever. But again, they're in their home. And so it also feels like it should be a safe place. I feel like there's just give and take here. She's not walking around topless. If she was walking around topless, I would say, okay, but you share a house with men and it's very difficult, for them, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't seem appropriate. Nudity is not something that they want to see. And, so out of respect, wear a shirt. But undergarments, I feel like are optional. And, the talk about all these people like, I'm going commando, I really don't see a problem with it. I mean, I think the biggest problem is you might hurt yourself, especially if you're a guy, and you don't have something protecting stuff. And, you sit down the wrong way and possibly are very unfortunate. And that's all I'm going to say about that. My point is I feel like there should be some give and take here. There's definitely conversations that need to be had. And I honestly, I think in my comment, one of the solutions I recommended is finding more comfortable bras. There are like sports bras or even sleepwear bras that are meant to be, they're borderline a t-shirt, but obviously they don't cover all of that. And it's kind of comfortable. Like, I had this one sports bra that I wish it fit properly because it's old, but it is so flippin' comfortable to wear. Like, I probably could sleep in it. And so, like, if you could do stuff like that, like, compromise. But if she's genuinely uncomfortable, it sounds like she's just being a little spiteful though. But if she's genuinely uncomfortable, like not wanting to see his naked chest, then he should respect that. And, that's why it's just be nice to each other. And so I'm going to see what some of his comments for updates. It says it was posted 14 days ago, as of recording this anyway. And let's see. I'm going to... Which one was the earliest? How does that work? Days ago, 14. These are all 13. Okay, so the oldest is on bottom. Okay. Why isn't it opening? Okay. This person said, not the a-hole. It doesn't sound like you said anything about his weight. I wonder why he felt the need to complain about his sister's lack of bra and why he is under the impression he should be able to dictate what she wears and then. When he got pushback from his sister, he started crying. I think whatever caused this behavior is in him is the root of the problem and is far more important than his sister's bra status. Is he being teased about his sister at school? Is he developing a fixation over her? Oh, I didn't think of that. If he's having romantic feelings towards his sister and he's not able to control it, I mean, that makes sense why he would make such a request. But it seems more like he was just complaining instead of just... I'm not sure. I tried talking to him about it. This is the OP. But he just said that he was uncomfortable with it. This was before his sister overheard. I don't think he's being teased about his sister at school, but I'ma just pray it's not the other thing. That has 420 down votes. People did not like that response. Someone responded, you're being purposely oblivious because you don't want to have to deal with it. He is uncomfortable because he is sexualizing his sister. Have you had the porn talk with him? And by porn talk, I mean explain to him how completely unrealistic porn is and how the categories like the incest porn that is like the most popular on mainstream sites are not based on reality and kinks and things like that. Because I bet money his underdeveloped monkey brain is probably consuming a lot of porn and internalizing what he sees. We know that how easily available and how impressionable kids are is having a horrible effect on how some boys are growing up viewing sex in a totally unhealthy and toxic way, i.e. being so desensitized by it. This is your responsibility, that he doesn't grow up stunted and also not misogynistic and gross. You need to stop being oblivious, really, because this is a huge red flag and so many things can be at play here with how he is reacting and why. Yeah, I'm very torn on this one because I don't think what he's asking is unreasonable, but at the same time, I don't feel it's fair. It's definitely a conversation that needs to be had, but I don't know. I think this is very layered. I think there's a lot more to this. So let's see what the next one is. This is a tough one for me. On one hand, I feel your daughter should be able to not wear a bra in comfort of her home, but on the other hand, I see where your son is coming from. I grew up being sexually abused by my father, so maybe my point of view is clouded by my trauma. I am and have always been very uncomfortable not wearing a bra around my brothers. It's not that I think they're sexualizing me in any way, but whether people like it or not, nipples have become sexualized, and they became sexualized long before any of us existed. Your son is 15 years old. He's getting to the point where sexual things may be on his mind. It doesn't mean that he sees his sister this way, but it definitely does make him uncomfortable to see an outline of his sister's nipples, and I don't blame him. I feel compromise is needed here. In my house, I would highly encourage my daughters to wear at least a sports bra in the common areas. Their bedroom is their bedroom for them to dress or not dress how they want. He should respect her privacy of her in her bedroom or the bathroom. He should be respectful of others out in the common areas of the house. I think this is a great opportunity to teach your children how to not only compromise, but try to be respectful of others too. It's not going to kill your daughter to wear a sports bra around the house when she's not in her room. They're both teens. I don't think it's unreasonable for him to raise this concern. Your son's comfort matters too. Nipples are natural, yes, but they are still something that's considered a private body part on women, like it or not. Men and women are different. Our bodies are different, and we are attracted to different parts of each other's bodies. We all know what men are attracted to on females, and honestly, I can say that I've never looked at male nipples and wanted to just jump on him. I mean, she does have or I'm assuming this is a she. I don't know if she said she or he, but the person kind of has a point, but I don't know. It still bothers me. It's just like, it leans towards that excuse of, well, did you see how she was dressed? No, it's very icky to me, and it's leading in a very dangerous way. Had 371 downvotes. The dad responded, yeah, I understand, and took his comfort into consideration, which is why I told her that she should cover up when she leaves her room, but she pointed out that it was unfair since her brother didn't cover up as well. So I just decided that they should both cover up if they are making each other uncomfortable. She didn't get offended by this, but he did. 492 downvotes. Another person's response to this. She's completely covered. A t-shirt covers everything. I don't understand why you keep saying cover up if she's literally covered. Both men and women have breast tissue. Women just tend to have more of it. It sounds like your son has quite a bit of that as well, yet I highly doubt he's wearing a bra under his shirt. She is covered. Period. 480 upvotes. And I'm going to read this next person before I go to his other responses. He's offended because he thinks he needs to cover up due to being fat. The reality is it's not fair to make your daughter cover up more than a shirt if he is allowed to be topless. He's sexualizing her. She's reacting to double standards. Tell him to stop looking at his sister that way. If you decide she needs to cover up, obviously he needs to as well. Edit. To add, I think she should be allowed to be braless at home anyway. I don't feel like any woman should, in her own home, be forced to wear a bra. Bottom line. But for the peace of the household, I've understand making some concessions. I'm an only child, so I never had to deal with the siblings. So I don't know. I'm trying to think from another perspective, but I'm kind of locked into mine. And honestly, there's a very strong part of me that feels like women should be able to go around topless and men just get over it. And I'm not saying that that's right, but that's kind of how I feel, because men get to go around topless, like obviously, in areas that are appropriate. So if you're at work, no guys are running around with their shirt on. But if you're at the beach, that's why they have nude beaches, So obviously, if it's supposed to be for a family thing, then, But it's not fair that men get to be topless. And everyone's like, yeah, but men's breasts aren't sexualized. Yes, they are. It's actually how built they are is typically what women focus on. How muscular and toned and, how everything looks. The pectorals and the six-pack and all that. That stuff is totally lusted after by plenty of people. And so it's like, no, you're not right, actually. They both get lusted after. Women just stick out further, typically. Gosh. All right. His next response was to this person. And he has more downvotes, so this is obviously not going in a good way. This person said, not the a-hole. You are a good dad. You are trying to do your best, but both your kids are at the crappy age and you know how it goes. I believe your daughter has every right not to wear a bra in the house, and I fail to see how that is a problem for your son. At the end of the day, nobody forces him to look, right? Look, I get it. Boys tend to look at boobs, no matter the relationship between them and the girl. They don't even do it on purpose oftentimes. The eye just wanders involuntarily, and they have a hard time controlling this. Yes and no. You can train yourself. Like, at first, maybe, like, because you do notice things, you know. But you can train yourself to not focus on that. 61 downvotes. Thank you. I thought I was being a good father, but these comments have made me rethink. I never intended on hurting my son's feelings or my daughter's. I tried apologizing to both of them today, but my daughter was the only one who spoke to me. When I tried talking to my son, he just kept telling me to leave him alone. I don't want to pressure him to talk to me, so I left him alone. 77 downvotes. Yeah. Okay, there's a few more. Try and get through these quicker. Okay. I mean, you effed up with both of them, but how have I not seen any comments addressing the fact that at 17 you had a kid and then a year later it happened again? Bro, you might need more help than Reddit can provide in learning from your mistakes. Negative 40 votes. Wow, that was just, gosh. No, I had my daughter at 16 and my son at 17. My daughter and my son aren't mistakes. Yes, we wish we had had them later on, but we didn't. I don't need you judging me on that since that's not what this was about. I'm even giving that an upvote because this person is a troll. Thanks for clarifying. I did the math wrong and you had them even younger than I thought. LOL, LOL, LOL. Man, posting your L's out on the internet. You're literally the only one who thinks having kids is an L. Grow up. Yeah. I'm downvoting you, jerk. I don't get that. Why? A troll. He's just a troll. Okay. Sorry for all the clicking. I'm trying to get back to the... Wish this was like on an iPad so I could do that. Okay. So he's got 100 downvotes for this response, but first let me see the one that... Why is everyone jumping on the son sexualizing his sister? From what I read, he was uncomfortable. That doesn't seem like a sexualized feeling, seems quite the opposite. I'm also curious about the context that the sister heard this. Was he trying to talk to his father about it, or was he screaming about it through the house? 122 downvotes. Thank you. I don't understand why that's the conclusion everyone jumped to. No, my son wasn't screaming. We were in the living room and my daughter was in the kitchen. 98 downvotes. I'm not sure why that one got downvotes because he didn't really say anything that was bad, but 3,500 plus comments telling you that both you and your son are sexualizing your daughter's breast, and this is the one comment you respond to. Congrats on the successful troll bait. You're the a-hole. I mean, you know, and I'm naive about things. I like to believe the best in people. Okay, let me see. Why is brother being insensitive to sister, then cries when it comes back to him? OP, you were fair. No need to apologize. If bro got hurt, then he shouldn't have been commenting on sis in the first place. If you can't take it, then don't give it out. I guess bro just got his just desserts. Also, it's plain weird for brother to be making such comments. Sisters have every right to be comfy in her own home. This is her safe space. Exactly. Make that clear to all sis. Don't need to be self-conscious of her body because some Muppet couldn't keep comments to themselves. Muppet? Where are you from? Is Muppet a normal way of describing someone like this? Yeah, okay, original. Oh, that hurt. OP. Yeah, I definitely made a mistake. I talked to my daughter this morning about the situation and she seemed understanding and I apologized to her. However, when I tried talking to my son, he just kept telling me to leave him alone. I think my son thought I was putting down on him when I told him he needed to cover up too. My wife told me to give him some space until he's ready to go talk to me again. I'm going to just read this next one and then end it. You need to have a frank conversation about him both sexualizing his sister, which I know you think isn't happening, but that is why he feels uncomfortable. That is the root of the uncomfortableness. And about him feeling that he has the right to police other people's bodies. He doesn't have that right. His uncomfortable feeling is a him problem, not the problem of somebody trying to feel comfortable in their own home where they expect to be safe and not sexualized. Going back to what you are trying so desperately to avoid, please ask yourself, what about his sister's breasts could make him feel uncomfortable other than him seeing them in a sexual manner? I'm really curious what other answer there could be. That really puts it a good way. I think it's the shame that women are basically taught, and so are men, that breasts are shameful. They should not be seen. It's kind of like, children should be seen and not heard. Breasts should be seen as little as possible. They are a sign of weakness or something. It's what it feels like. And the thing is there's women who are selling their breast, basically. They go on YouTube or Twitch or just another service and they're showing off their boobs, and it's like, well, it's their body, they have that right. Yeah, but children are on this platform and parents don't want children to see this. Yes, but you have to be over a certain age to be on this site. So it's just like this huge back and forth, and it just makes it like, it's just easier to say, no, everyone cover up. And that's what this father did. He's like, no, everyone covers up. Then there's no problem. That's not a solution, though. That's just... So, I don't know. I know if it was me and my brother, I would... Again, I'm an only child, so it's hard for me to think from that perspective fully. I probably would have said the same thing. He needs to cover up then, because it's not fair that I have to wear a shirt and he doesn't. Or this is what I would probably want to do. Put on a bra and take my shirt off. I'm covered up. And, it's probably what I would want to do. Because, okay, fine. I'll wear a bra. No problem. Bye-bye top. What? I'm wearing a bra. That's what you wanted, right? I want to be comfortable. You get to walk around without a shirt on. It's only fair. And I wonder if that would get it through the skull. But I don't know. I feel like everyone's like, this is so cut and dry. Tell him to stop sexualizing his sister. That one person does have a point. You notice things, but it's still, there's something icky about it. Like, I grew up with my dad in a household, and my dad never told me I need to wear a bra. I didn't. Now, I mean, is it different if it's a teenager? I don't know. But I was taught, home is where you're comfortable. So dad, he'd walk around in his boxers. I didn't look down there. It's just, you learn. You're like, oh, keep your eyes at the place, just learn, because, you're going to go to places and, people aren't going to be to whatever standard you have. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm going back and forth a whole bunch with this one, but it's a very emotional thing for me, because there was a period where just wearing a bra made it hard for me to swallow because I'm so obese. And, for those who are wondering why, it's because, it's forcing the chest up and pulling it back. And so now imagine you already have issues swallowing, and it's giving more pressure and more tightness, and it doesn't work well. I did not expect this video to be this long. I was just like, oh, this is going to be, and I'm going to tell them I'm passionate about women's rights to not wear bras. I feel like they should be able to be in public, work jobs, whatever. As long as they have a shirt on, I don't think it should be a big deal. And, obviously company dress codes, but, I still feel like it's not fair if a woman has to wear a bra. As long as she's wearing all the other business attire, it's not like you can regulate someone's underwear. Like, you must wear this boxer set by Hanes and these socks by Fruit of the Loom. Like, you don't do that crap. So just why can they do that about a woman's bra? It does feel like another way to control women. So I'm very mixed feelings about it. I guess it's because I can kind of see both sides of it, but the side that I'm trying to it comes off icky. It's like all the reasons are icky. It's, well, because you're sexualizing her. That's what it comes down to. So they're right. I mean, why is it a problem unless you're sexualizing her? There are cultures where women walk around topless all the time. And let's just say sexual crimes are almost non-existent. And I don't get it. I don't know. I think it's because we've made them a shameful thing. So, what's the solution? I don't know. But I feel like mandatory bras are ridiculous, even outside your house. I think nudity, like where you're actually exposing, needs to be in appropriate areas for adults. That way children, aren't walking in on, because, parents don't want their kids necessarily to see that. And, gosh. So my verdict is not really the a-hole, but a little bit the DA, the dumb, because he's trying to, I like that he is trying to compromise. He's trying to do what he thinks is right. But what I don't like is that he's not involving his wife. He is a man talking to a boy and a girl. And they have contradicting perspectives, and you need to get your partner to come into this so that you can both relate to your children and help come to an agreement that everyone is happy about. And if someone's not happy about the agreement, then keep working on it. You know, maybe the son needs therapy. You know, maybe he has, like that one person recommended, a porn addiction. It's very easy to get a hold of nowadays. And so, you know, the girl did nothing wrong. She's just existing. So unless, like I said earlier, she was secretly taunting him in some way, she did nothing wrong. So I feel like he's a bit of a dummy for not involving his partner. It just seems like him. It's all him doing. Well, I tried to talk to him, and I tried to, you know, and I apologized. You know, there was no we ever. And I'm just like, I don't like that. That bothers me right there. Yeah. Something about that really gets to me. But that being said, I don't think he's an a-hole, because I think he's genuinely trying to do his best by his kids. I think he loves them both, but he's been taught a certain way and his bias is obvious. And he needs to involve his partner so that it's not just this one perspective. You know, that's one of the reasons, like in a court of law, you have a jury. Because when you have just one person's perspective, they're not going to look at it from the different angles typically. That's why as I'm reading them, I'm like, yeah, you got a point. Yeah, you got a point. And so you get this group of people all to agree and come to a consensus that, okay, this is wrong, this is right, this is what should happen, here are the ramifications, here are the rewards, here, you know, whatever. And it's more fair. And so you need to involve the full family and not just the wife be like passive to the drama. So I feel like if he is an a-hole, it's in not involving his wife. His spouse is supposed to be his partner in everything, and that includes the kids. So that's it. Wow, I got really passionate about that. I hope people know that my heart is just trying to be fair, to have balance. Balance is important to me. And it's not right to just go to counter correct or go the other way. It's, you know, harmony. And, you know, you want harmony, but you also need to look at things from a objective truth instead of your truth. And it's hard. That's why it is good that he posted here. I know it's some people are like, and he went to Reddit. Like, yeah, he went to Reddit. He went to a place where he could get perspectives that aren't his. I do think some of the people are a little harsh, but they do have some valid points. And, I mean, he needs to really help guide his son in understanding the proper way to look at women in general. But until next time, hope you all have the best, and I hope none of you feel like the a-hole. Out the moon. Bye.